This bit of a spin of good stuff. Sorry. Well, you're...
Right, let's get the people on the stage that you really want to see and hear from. 3 times world champion Sebastian Vettel, 9 times the Grand Prix winner Mark Webber, Christian Horner and Adrian Newey. Right, what we're going to do first off, straight away, is do what the people have come here to see, and that is unveil the new RB9. So if you can grab the front corner there, Sebastian, and Mark, if you could grab this But be careful of that little thing sticking up in the middle here. The car looks quite pleased with itself, doesn't it? But go for it.
Turn around. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new Red Bull RB9. What's your first thoughts of the car, Seb?
I like it.
Yeah?
Looks different than last year, obviously, with a title partner, but it's very nice.
This is the most anticipated car of the grid. Let's talk about the differences to the RB8. I mean, one, I must admit, first question, are you very proud of what you've done so far?
Yes, I mean, I think actually it's a tribute to all the hard work of the guys over the winter, because we obviously had a very tight championship battle last year, and it was difficult trying to develop last year's car and also do the research into this year's car. I have to admit that some of that research did suffer in the championship battle. Obviously it worked for us, but it gave us a very tight time frame to design and manufacture this car, and to actually have it here today, 2 days before the first test, I think is absolutely remarkable achievement by the guys.
Where's most of your effort gone into, roughly?
It's really been refining RB8, so no huge changes, very much an evolutionary car. I'd say no big regulation changes. The front wing stiffness test has been harshened further, so that makes it actually quite difficult to comply now, just from in terms of how stiff the wing has to be. The rest of the car is very much an evolutionary car, so as you can see, all the principles are the same as last year's, but hopefully evolved somewhat.
What will be your focus development-wise this season?
I think it'll be continuing to understand the tyres. Every time we thought we understood them last year, some fresh surprise would come in and realised it wasn't complete. And as I say, a change to the tyres in any case this year, so that'll be, I'm sure, a huge learning area. The rest, I think, will be very much detailed evolution of the aerodynamics, of trying to tune the car to the driver's liking and so on. What's really characterised and changed Formula One over the last 10 or more years is the rate of development through the year. It used to be if you came out with a dominant car at the start of the year, then as long as it was reliable, you could probably reckon you're going to win the championship. That's not the case anymore. The teams will come back, they can out-develop other teams. It really is a continual development where almost now, certainly in this situation where we've got stable regulations, actually a new car is kind of almost picture it as another evolution, another race. So just so happens that this time we've had 3 months between races rather than 2 weeks.
Well, clearly you've had a bit of a golden formula for the last 3 years. Other teams must be trying to steal your key personnel at all times. How do you keep them together? How do you keep them motivated to stay here?
Well, Nicky Lauda seems to be doing a great job of nicking everybody else's at the moment, but no, I think it's, people enjoy working within the team. They feel part of the team. There's a strong team spirit. There's there's a strong desire within the team, and we have long-term relationships with many people within the team, and partners, engine partners, and sponsors and partners as well. And it's that continuity and stability that is so important from which to build from.
But do you always keep your door open? Presumably, you must have a very open relationship with your key guys. They can come and talk to you about it, because you've lost so few people.
Well, I think, you know, the way that we work at Red Bull is in a very open and transparent way. The way that Adrian works with his technical team, you know, he's working in and amongst them all the time, and we have very much an open door policy. And, you know, we focus on being nothing more than a Formula One team. And, you know, our focus is very much based on ongoing racing and trying to get the best out of ourselves. And even if we've had good weekends, you know, there's still areas that we can always improve on.
The key person you interact with through a Grand Prix weekend has changed. Your engineer's changed. So tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, Kyron Pilbeam has been with the team for a long time. He's moved on to a different team for next year. He's over at Lotus. And yeah, I have a new race engineer in Simon Rennie, which, yeah, I'm looking forward to working with Simon. I've already done a little bit of work with him. Of course, it's a different role for me to get used to, having someone, you know, fresh, let's say, into the team. He's got to get used to a lot of terminology and the way we go about our work. But he's incredibly experienced, and he's definitely more than capable of doing the job and having us going out there and winning Grand Prix.
This car's on an aeroplane today. You're first in it on Tuesday. Just very briefly, as you leave the pits and do those first few laps, what are you looking for? What's the feedback you want to feel?
Well, obviously, I've been fortunately been strapped to Adrian's cars for quite a while now, so I know, you know, pretty quickly that I can trust the car pretty fast. But we're all immediately looking for areas where we can improve the car and understand what it might need. And you know, winter testing is one thing, and when we go racing is another thing. Not only in terms of layouts, but temperature and all that type of stuff in terms of circuits. So. Yeah, gathering data, really. Next week is about gathering data, keeping the car circulating as much as we can. There's going to be long hours in the garage for the guys, but yeah, we're looking forward to getting as much info as we can.
Sebastian, you've kept a pretty low profile over the winter, charging up your personal KERS battery or something. What have you been up to, and how are you prepared for the new year?
Yeah, as you said, pretty quiet, not much. I was mostly at home, which obviously, as we touched on, you know, it's a long season, a lot of traveling, especially in the end, back-to-back races, and it's really getting, you know, to your, yeah, it really drains the energy out at the end. So I think we had a very strong finish, but it was very hard as well. So it was important for me to just enjoy home and enjoy the things that, you know, are waiting there. Some DIY and yeah, some stuff that, you know, you had no time during the season to fix them. So I enjoyed that. Enjoyed being in my own bed, enjoying to do my own breakfast rather than, you know, sleeping in a hotel and having the buffet, which is nice as well. But I think it's always, you always want what you don't have. So usually when we travel a lot and you're sleeping in hotels, you're really looking forward to come back and sleeping in your own bed. So I enjoyed that, and obviously very soon then started training again, preparing for the new season. And as Mark said as well, very excited now because this is the first time I see the car in one piece. Obviously I've seen little bits, but yeah, it looks very nice. So now it's about to see whether it all works as expected.
So you're 25 years old, you had 26 wins, 36 poles, 3 drivers' championships. And how far can you go?
I don't know. I don't really. Obviously, it's one thing to look back and look what we have achieved as a team. But really, I mean, as I feel and as I think, it all starts again from zero. So we all got the same chances. It will be a long year again, a lot of races, a very tough challenge waiting for all of us. So yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to that and not really thinking what happened the last years. Because I'm also convinced it doesn't really give us a head start or any advantage. If anything, you know, the expectations are there, people expect something. But more than that, we expect ourselves to do well again. So there's a lot of pressure. But as I said, you know, just excited to get out again and get into the car, get back into the car, and start with testing and then go racing finally and find out where we are.
So you won in 10, just 11 was more straightforward. 12, you came from way behind. You must think it's easy to take a 4th one now. Surely you're thinking I can take a 4th.
No, that's exactly the point. You know, next time I get into the car, I obviously Mark starts next week, and I'm sure, you know, he will start very strong. So I'll try to obviously continue where he started, and it will be tough. Tough to beat Mark, tough to beat the other guys, the other teams, because they will try everything to beat us. Obviously, the last 3 years have been very good for us, and we managed to beat them. But as I said, there's no guarantee or nothing that helps us to keep on winning or doing a good job. So you really have to focus every single time. In our case, every single lap, and trying to get everything together. So yeah, I think it's one thing to do all the talking now, but as soon as you have the helmet on, you want to perform, and you want to do your best.
Simon, you've been a team partner for a couple of years, and now you're really ramping that up with this new title partnership with the team. Tell us about it, and tell us what it means to your company.
Well, we entered into the sport a couple of years ago in a very probably different way from a conventional automaker. We weren't making the engine, we didn't own the team. We went in, and look, a bit like Red Bull, a bit like the racing team, we're a young brand in terms of the car business, and we went in a very different way. And I think the evolution that we've gone through in the last couple of years, getting to know the team, getting to know the guys, going to now full team partner status, just felt like the right thing to do. I mean, we've effectively been, I guess, dating for 2 years, and now, today I guess we're getting married. And I think you'll see even the color scheme with the purple, I think, integrates really well into the whole team.
Yeah, sorry to everybody for talking German now for a few moments. Sepp,
we're making our secret plans for 2013.
Okay. Gutes Neues erstmal dir. Inwieweit warst du an der Entwicklung des Autos beteiligt? Wie viel hast du davon mitbekommen und wie war der Moment heute, als du es gesehen hast? Was erwartest du?
Na, zunächst mal ist es unheimlich schön, das Auto zum ersten Mal in einem Stück zu sehen. Natürlich hat man im Winter immer die Möglichkeit, das ein oder andere Teil zu sehen, aber nicht wirklich, wie es alles zusammenkommt. Und deswegen ist das unheimlich schön. Und nächste Woche ist natürlich speziell, wenn man dann das erste Mal rausfährt. Über den Winter selbst habe ich mich doch sehr zurückgehalten. Und auch was die Entwicklung angeht, ist natürlich so, dass hauptsächlich die ganzen Erfahrungen des letzten Jahres mit hineinfließen ins neue Auto. Also es ist nicht so, als würde man da an Weihnachten noch angerufen und gefragt werden, wie war denn das und das. Ich glaube, das haben wir alles im Detail praktisch im Vorjahr zusammen erarbeitet, und das ist jetzt sozusagen das Ergebnis.
Was hast du dir oder was setzt du dir für ein Ziel mit diesem Ergebnis, was da steht?
Es ist im Moment noch schwer zu sagen, also schwer vorherzusehen. Ich denke, es wird wieder ein sehr, sehr langes und hartes Jahr. Vor allem die Konstanz wird sehr wichtig sein. Und wir hoffen natürlich, dass das Auto auf Anhieb schnell ist. Und dann ist es unsere Aufgabe, es auch noch zuverlässig zu machen. Weil, wie gesagt, es gibt sehr viele Rennen und ich denke, es wird sehr eng. Das Reglement hat sich nicht wirklich verändert dieses Jahr. Deswegen ist davon auszugehen, dass auch dieses Jahr wieder sehr viele Teams die Möglichkeit haben, vorne dabei zu sein. Und deswegen wird es sehr eng. Und jedes Rennen kann unterm Strich den Unterschied machen.
My last question in German. Wie hast du deinen Winter verbracht?
Ja, wie gesagt, also im Winter war das Hauptziel, ein bisschen runterzukommen, ein bisschen Abstand zu gewinnen. Ich glaube, nach so einer langen, harten Saison braucht man das auch. Also ich war mehrheitlich zu Hause, war relativ glücklich darüber, vor allem im eigenen Bett zu schlafen, nicht im Flieger unterwegs zu sein, und habe einfach die Zeit genossen und die Dinge versucht ein bisschen zu sortieren, aufzuräumen, die liegen geblieben sind über das Jahr hinweg. Ich glaube, es geht jedem so, und ansonsten relativ unspektakulär, aber wie gesagt, nächste Woche geht es ja wieder los.